Hey, Josh Tigg, Running T Farms. Morning cattle move, first move of the day here. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Good Friday. Hope everyone enjoys the Easter season this weekend. And remember the reason for the season, obviously. Just thought I would get a shot of the cattle grazing here this morning. Grass is greening up. This is still some season-long stockpile, but the cattle are doing great, putting on some good conditions. Coming into calving here in the spring on our spring calving cows. They're going to be in really nice condition at calving time, which we know is the number one determinant of them being able to reconceive and get ready to calve again next year. So we want them in extremely good body condition at calving, and it looks like it's not going to be any issue with these girls here. So great day to be grazing. I was reading a publication. I received some standard industry publications, and I was thumbing through one this morning, and it just amazes me at the conventional mindset in the cattle industry. So every page that I turned in that publication was telling you a product, a chemical, a antibiotic, a vaccine for all the ailments of the current cattle industry. And none of it was addressing any of the root problems, which is it just amazes me. So I can run through just a little scenario here. So they're they start out with parasite control and telling you how to deworm your cattle, and then they go on to fly control, and then they go on to vaccinations and antibiotics. Well, so when you deworm your cattle, almost all of those products kill your dung beetles. So the life cycle of flies is larvae in cow manure. So when you deworm your cattle, you kill your dung beetles. You take away nature's mechanism to get rid of that manure and decrease your fly load. There's also a very big genetic aspect. We've got cows that almost never have any fly load, and some that do. So through man's infinite wisdom and cattle selection, we've bred out through the use of pesticides, total parasite and pesticides control on these cattle. They've genetically lost the ability to repel flies naturally, some of them. So, and it just goes on. They're telling you how to administer antibiotics for pink eye and foot rot, and we have discovered, not on my own, but through the people who've learned this and been gracious enough to share knowledge for us. If you graze your cattle correctly, and you're not out here grazing immature forage, or you're not dumping tons of chemical fertilizer on your forage and getting a very high protein, you can actually create a state of acidosis in your cows by grazing immature forage with not enough fiber. And those are the conditions that have to be present for the bacteria, like most of your pink eye bacteria, your foot rot bacteria, to be able to reproduce in the animal, is they have to be in a state of acidosis. So we just don't have those problems anymore. We did earlier on, years back, when we were doing things conventionally, and you just keep chasing your tail with the newest, latest, greatest antibiotics and all that. So we no longer use any antibiotics, haven't for years, with the slight exception of if an animal would happen to injure itself, and we're not going to let an animal be sick, but we just don't have respiratory issues. We don't have pink eye issues. We don't have foot rot issues, because we have learned how to manage our cattle in sync with nature. So healthy cattle in good body condition, eating a natural diet, which is grass, Forbes forage, not grain and and feed and you name all the stuff that the cattle industry, confined feeding, throws at these cattle, that puts them in a unnatural environment, keeps them in a state or right on the verge of a state of acidosis. Congestive heart failure in cattle on feed is at an all-time high. And they just don't realize it's because they're fighting against nature. Here on this Easter weekend, I think it's very paramount to keep in mind that grass and cattle were created together. The ruminant animals are the great land managers of the world. Man was just put here to kind of keep an eye on them. They didn't need a whole lot of help from us. We just need to keep an eye on them. They can manage our landscape and do it well. It's what they were designed to do. But man's infinite wisdom, taking cattle off the landscape, putting them in feedlots, setting them up in unnatural diets, it's very hard on the cattle. It's very stressful. And that's why there's such the need for all the parasite control, the antibiotics, trying to just keep them alive, is because they've put them in such a state of stress. We raise 100% grass-fed beef here, I'm sure as everyone knows, and we are a birth to harvest operation. So our animals are born right here on this farm, and they stay with us until the day they go to be harvested, processed for great 100% grass-fed beef. We don't have stressed cattle like the current system of cattle being transported all over the country, from this producer to this backgrounder to this sale barn to this grow yard to this feedlot for finishing, and then hauled to these mega processing plants. It's extremely stressful on cattle. They have to be vaccinated to death and on low-dose antibiotics just to keep them alive. And a lot of people just don't realize that. And the only way, if you want to see improvement in landscape function, the health of the land, the health of the people, the health of the community, it's going to be consumer driven. Consumers are going to have to demand that their food, their beef, their lamb be raised in a responsible manner that improves the land and produces a very high quality beef. And they're going to have to understand that there's more to a beef than just ribeyes. We constantly have to educate our customers and would-be customers when they ask why can't they just pick up the phone and order 50 ribeyes from us. And we have to say, well, there's only 24 ribeyes in an animal, and we have to honor that animal and eat the whole animal. And so we do whole butchery, and we sell in bundles, and we often find that once people try the variety and learn to eat all these other cuts of beef, they are excited to learn how to fully use the animal, and it's a great thing. So like I said, all that's going to be consumer driven. So if you care about the environment, you care about the health of the animals, you care about the health of the land and the community, share this video, like this video. We'll be happy to sell somebody some grass-fed, grass-finished beef, but you don't have to get it from us, but you need to get it from someone in your community that's being responsible to their animals, that's being responsible to the environment. And you need to ask those questions of your farmer, because there is some disingenuous people out there that they may not be doing what you think they're doing. So you need to ask production practices questions. You can find out all of that stuff on our website, and also, watch my YouTube channel. I try to get a video on at least once a week, talking about what we're doing, looking at the cows. Nothing to hide here. We are glad to answer any questions and help anybody out. So like I said, if you're interested and helping out, helping people learn the responsible way to produce food and do it without, not only without damaging our ecosystem, but improving, turning it into a thriving ecosystem. Share, like, and share this video. And I hope everyone has a fantastic Easter weekend. As always, you can check us out online at runningtbeef.com. You can like us on Facebook at Running T Beef. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. Share this video with somebody if they want to see what good management and good ecosystem restoration looks like through the use of livestock. Have them like our channel and follow us along on this journey. So everyone have a great Easter weekend.